Jasmine startled everyone with an astounding offer. "Give me $300 and I'll stop fighting for custody of our child." No, you heard correctly. This change of events could have been taken straight out of a reality TV screenplay. Nobody anticipated that Jasmine would make Kirk a bargain to put an end to all of her work. Jasmine made an amazing demand of Kirk after months of dragging her heels through a heated and extensively publicized custody battle. After what began as a legal and emotional battle over their child turned into a circus, the town is now filled with stories. If that's what you're thinking, you're probably thinking the same thing as everyone else. $300. People who formerly backed Jasmine are now shocked and wonder how we got here. It all started when Kirk, known for his controversial choices and direct approach to family issues, took up the primary care of their child during their turbulent relationship. Kirk has always been a controversial figure who has drawn criticism for his actions. But Jasmine, on the other hand, was portrayed as the victim battling for her child, attempting to prevail, and navigating the media craze. However, this unexpected change of events has everyone on edge, and many people are gasping at Jasmine's most recent suggestion. Jasmine insists she is not selling her child, despite what her offer implies. Her composure in making this offer only serves to further spew the situation. Former supporters of the couple, who saw them as the epitome of family redemption, are now beginning to have second thoughts. Otherwise, "I just want peace." She was quoted as saying, "This battle has been going on for far too long. If $300 can put a stop to it, I'm willing to leave this location." The idea that money may resolve a child custody dispute is concerning, and it raises many questions about Jasmine's true motivations. How could a parent lower the value of their child to $300? A neighborhood resident claimed that Jasmine's acts are disrespectful to everything they have been battling for, despite her insistence that they are appropriate. The money is not as crucial as resolving the quarrel that has lasted too long. However, as the story progresses, the viewer is left wondering whether Kirk is deliberately exploiting the circumstance, or if Jasmine has descended to her lowest level and is begging for peace. Kirk's reaction to the offer has been incredibly combustible, and he's not having any. Kirk's outspoken remarks at a press conference outside his home, "This isn't about a cash transaction. This is about doing what's right for our child." His emotional effect only served to fan the flames. How could anyone consider this to be merely a financial transaction when it comes to a child's future? Meanwhile, some people think Jasmine may be dying, which makes them feel awful for her. Kirk's supporters are pointing out the ridiculousness of her offer and expressing their disbelief at how she could place such a low value on a child's future after months of legal disputes. Could this be the start of something even more ridiculous, or is it just a sign of desperation in a family torn apart by drama, controversy, and the scrutinizing gaze of the media? The shocking thing is that the story gets more complicated here since Kirk wasn't pleased with Jasmine's $300 offer. It wasn't only about what was said, it was also about his belief that giving up money to settle a disagreement about his child's future was wrong on many levels. Jasmine's offer wasn't a sign of weakness. Rather, it was the outcome of months of intense public discussion that brought about this odd conclusion. The ensuing media frenzy made it evident that this was turning into a national spectacle rather than just a local problem. The community's reactions were divided. Some supported Jasmine, thinking she might have reached a breaking point, while others agreed with Kirk, thinking the whole thing was a publicity stunt or a desperate attempt to control the narrative. But there was no denying that the drama was far from over. Amidst all of this chaos, certain oddities have surfaced. Jasmine's readiness to accept such a small sum of money for such a significant decision is garnering more attention than Kirk's typical controversies. Why $300? Why not a larger payment to settle the dispute once and for all? First of all, how did things get to this point? There appears to be a considerable emotional cost associated with this public display. Jasmine has continued to justify her actions, saying they were justified. Kirk undoubtedly supported his child, but he was troubled and confused by his determination to let this matter be reduced to a simple transaction. He was quoted in one of his interviews as saying, "This is about being a father, not some bus deal. You don't get to treat a child's future like a commodity." She later said, "If this is what it takes, then I'll accept it. Let's move on and co-parent like adults as the situation grows more complicated." Despite her claims that she was only trying to settle the conflict amicably, many still doubt her sincerity or whether she has other plans. "I just want us to coexist peacefully." This is all the makings of a legal struggle, with both sides digging in their heels and the public growing more divided. As lawyers get ready for war, fans are anxiously anticipating the next turn in this surprising drama. Will Jasmine win out, or will Kirk hold his ground and not let money determine his child's future? Will this shocking proposal be resolved amicably? All we know is that the drama is far from done and that this custody fight is still very much in the air. Keep returning to see what happens next, since the story is just getting started. It's just too strange and begs a lot of questions, making one wonder whether there are deeper issues at play that haven't been discovered yet. Will it be settled or turn into an even bigger scandal? Even though Kirk's legal team is making every effort to stop Jasmine's actions, it is evident that she is in a dangerous state of desperation. They filed a formal application a few days ago asking the court to step in and stop any further money demands, since it's in the child's best interests. In a statement, Kirk's lawyer stated, "This isn't a game, and it shouldn't be handled that way. For example, our customer is determined to raise his child in a safe, nurturing environment and will not allow anything to stand in his way." However, Kirk's staff is also accused of lying to Jasmine in an attempt to damage her reputation, so the legal battle is anything but straightforward. Rumor has it that they want to argue in court that Jasmine's offer was part of a larger plot to influence the child's. The custody issue has taken on a life of its own, as both parties are playing a risky game that might endanger not only their futures, but also their reputations. The world is undoubtedly watching this custody dispute right now because it has gone viral. However, some legal experts argue that both parties may have miscalculated how this case would turn out. The ongoing custody dispute between Jasmine and Kirk has caused a flurry of activity on social media. Would it be possible to move on while millions of people are looking at your family's issues? Was Jasmine genuinely attempting to settle the conflict amicably? Or was there something more sinister going on beneath the surface? What happened to the strong woman who used to be determined to do whatever it took to ensure her child's future? It's difficult to overlook the fact that this woman, who used to work for her employer, is now making an almost rude offer. Has the custody dispute shifted from being about the child's care to being more about financial settlements and egos? More importantly, will this sudden turn of events bring the family closer together, or will it only cause additional confusion and division? Everyone is watching how this story unfolds because legal teams are involved and public opinion changes daily. If he finds a small amount of money, he won't want to miss what occurs next, reclaiming their child. There is still uncertainty surrounding the resolution of this family drama, but one thing is certain: the story is only beginning. After months of court battles, Jasmine made this strange offer that has shocked everyone, according to people familiar with the matter. Even while $300 might seem like a lot, it's real. How can you, after all, assign a value to something as significant as your child? Jasmine defends her choice by saying she isn't selling her child and is merely looking for a peaceful way to end the. Jasmine clarified, "I just want peace in this bitter custody battle. Kirk isn't having any of it, but I'm willing to go with $300 is all it takes to put an end to this craziness." He is enraged and claims that doing the right thing is more important than making money. What is truly happening here? Will Kirk take the offer, or is this the beginning of something even more disastrous? As the news begins to spread, things are going to become crazy, so hold on tight. Sharply split on one side, who believed that Jasmine's offer was a cry for help, a lady who had been struggling for too long and was now just seeking an escape route, no matter how odd it appeared. They said that the fact that she was willing to move on for just $300 showed how stressed and emotionally spent she had been during this long struggle. Jasmine was cited as saying, "I just want to move on with my life." While some couldn't comprehend it, but they said, "This is how we solve family disputes now. Just pay people off to get what you want. It's about the child, not cash," the shocked neighbor told a local news outlet in a private interview with an unnamed source. "This isn't about money, it's about finally finding peace. The constant back and forth has been draining. I just want my life back." Memes, arguments, and contentious conversations erupted on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as the hashtag Jasmine Kirk story went global. Some joked about launching a GoFundMe to raise the $300, while another meme said, "When your baby mama wants $300 to stop making your life a living hell." Locals were stunned by station Jasmine's decision, which garnered national attention. People began to question Jasmine and Kirk's moral character, turning the entire incident into a social media spectacle that went global. How this family went from fiercely defending their child to being embroiled in a financial battle over custody was a question that many people had. The media struggled to gather enough news organizations around the country to follow the pattern as the discussion went on, with some referring to it as the greatest. The public's excitement with this spectacular change of events only served to stoke the fire, despite some people wondering how things had gotten so out of control. But it wasn't as simple as the headlines implied. According to people close to both Kirk and Jasmine, they had both enlisted elite legal teams to handle the case behind the scenes. Reached an all-time high, lawyers on both sides began discussing the possibility of a high-stakes legal battle, which heightened the tension. In a televised appearance, a legal expert stated that this is a spectacle that is being seen by everyone, and it goes beyond a custody dispute. It's difficult to see beyond Jasmine's unexpectedly low offer because both parties seem to be adamant about their stances. The most disturbing aspect of it all was the potential impact on the child involved in this legal dispute. Was the child's welfare the true focus, or had it devolved into an egotistical show? As one internet commenter put it, "I don't know what's worse, the money or the spectacle. It's like watching a soap opera unfold in real life while the world watched in disbelief." The fact that a youngster is being forced to endure this nonsense. Most online commenters chastised Jasmine for her unorthodox decision, saying things like, "You can't sell your kid." One tweet said, "This is a new love." Kirk also received harsh criticism for allegedly exploiting the situation and turning the custody dispute into a personal pride issue rather than one that was about what was best for the. When someone tweeted that it's become a war of egos, with neither party taking the child into consideration and simply focused on winning, the internet erupted in horror. Although a small but loud minority expressed support for Jasmine's decision, many others argued that if this is how Jasmine and Kirk behaved in public, then neither of them is suitable to care for the child. Maybe $300 is her way after years of waging this struggle. As hostilities escalated, it became evident that a simple settlement would not be the end of this issue. According to experts, the legal dispute can last for months and negatively impact Kirk's and Jasmine's emotional and financial well-being. If this is what it takes for her to move on with her life, then I'm all for it. A commenter on a widely shared post stated, "Anonymous caution that Jasmine, Kirk, and their child may suffer significant consequences as a result of this case." The narrative has already been altered by public opinion, and it is difficult to foresee the potential harm to their relationship and the welfare of their child if the media continues to play a role. But one thing is certain, the damage has already been done, regardless of the outcome of this case. The court of public opinion is equally as significant as the courtroom battles as the case develops. Stable public perceptions of Jasmine and Kirk have been destroyed, and their once private lives are now exposed to the world's scrutiny due to the internet's buzz and the mounting court dates. From here, where do Kirk and Jasmine go? It is clear that this is no longer a simple custody issue. Instead, it has evolved into a. But one thing is for sure, this is not an over-the-top narrative. It reflects the messy side of contemporary family dynamics, and the country has been enthralled by the drama, theatrics, and plain ridiculousness of it all. What follows? Will Jasmine and Kirk's relationship still be able to be saved? Will the court have the final word in this matter? Or will the ongoing media circus keep getting out of hand? We'll be here to keep you updated at every stage of this custody dispute, which is far from ended. We know you don't want to miss a second of this story's rapid development, so stay tuned for further updates. Will Kirk and Jasmine work things out, or will this ridiculous $300 offer ruin their lives forever? How do you feel about Jasmine's proposal? Is she trying to find serenity in the messiest way imaginable, or is it a sign of desperation? Is Kirk obligated to act in his child's best interest, or should he just ignore this? Kindly leave your remarks in the space provided below. Is there something more serious going on here, or is this just another low moment in the family circus reality TV show? Click like to share with us. You won't want to miss this custody battle's next chapter, which will be even more astounding. If Jasmine and Kirk ever get to meet in person, please let us know. To ensure you don't miss any more startling updates on this bizarre story, subscribe. To be the first to know when the next startling development occurs, press the notification bell. Is this a custody dispute or a settlement? Just the beginning of something even crazy. Be sure to watch for the next bombshell, because you know it's coming.